The Success Shift: How to Reprogram Your Mind for Big Wins. You've probably heard it before. The difference between those who achieve extraordinary success and those who don't often comes down to one thing: their mindset. It's the unseen force that drives us, shapes our reactions, and steers us toward our greatest triumphs or deepest setbacks. What if you could rewire your mind to automatically set you on a path to success? What if, instead of battling your doubts and fears, you could program your thoughts to empower you at every step? Success isn't a random stroke of luck or a matter of happenstance. It's a direct result of how we think, what we believe, and how we act upon those thoughts and beliefs. The most successful individuals in any field aren't necessarily the most talented or fortunate. They are the ones who have mastered the art of reprogramming their minds to see opportunity, overcome obstacles, and relentlessly pursue their goals. The ability to shift your mindset is the first and most crucial step in changing your life. It's the key to unlocking potential you never thought possible. Your thoughts create your reality. What you believe is what you achieve. But for many, these beliefs are limiting, buried deep in the subconscious, often reinforced by past experiences, societal expectations, or even self-imposed limits. To change your life, you must first change your mind. Imagine waking up every day with a clear sense of purpose, fueled by unshakable confidence and the ability to face challenges with resilience and grace. Picture yourself overcoming every obstacle with determination, knowing that every setback is simply a step forward in your journey. This isn't a fantasy. It's a reality that anyone can create, and it begins with the simple yet profound act of shifting your mindset. The path to success is not linear. There are no shortcuts, no easy routes, but there is a map, one that begins with a shift in the way you think and ends with the life you've always desired. This journey starts with one choice: the decision to reprogram your mind and unlock the vast reservoir of success within you. And it's not as difficult as you might think. The tools, strategies, and insights needed to make this shift are simpler than they appear. By mastering your thoughts, you can unlock your full potential and create the life you were always meant to live. This is your invitation to start that journey. Chapter 1: Embracing the Power of Change. The mind is an extraordinary instrument, capable of shaping every aspect of our lives. Yet, too often, we underestimate its influence or remain shackled by outdated beliefs and mental patterns. Our thoughts and perceptions don't just passively exist within us. They actively determine the course of our actions, our relationships, and ultimately, our success. If the mind is a compass, it's essential to ensure it's pointing us toward the right direction. When we embrace the power of change, we start by recognizing how our current mindset has led us to where we are now, and how we can shift it to open new doors and reveal untapped potential. Change is often viewed with apprehension, seen as something that disrupts the status quo, challenges comfort zones, and requires us to let go of familiar patterns. But in reality, change is the most consistent force in life. Every day, in both subtle and profound ways, we change. Our cells regenerate, our thoughts evolve, and our experiences shape us. What truly matters is whether we take control of the change or allow it to control us. In this context, embracing change isn't about accepting random shifts. It's about proactively choosing to reprogram the mind to foster growth, innovation, and resilience. The first step in this transformation is understanding the immense role that thoughts play in determining outcomes. Our beliefs, often formed in early life, subtly dictate our behavior, reactions, and interactions. These beliefs, though powerful, are not necessarily permanent. They can be reshaped, redefined, and replaced with more empowering ones. By becoming aware of the mental patterns that govern us, we gain the ability to steer our lives in new directions. This self-awareness is not about focusing on what's wrong with us. It's about understanding what's possible for us. The mind's capacity for change is a reflection of its plasticity. It is capable of rewiring itself, forming new connections, and adapting to new ideas. With the right tools, we can reshape the way we think, challenge limiting beliefs, and replace old narratives with new, empowering ones. This process requires a conscious commitment to growth, a willingness to step outside the comfort zone, and an unshakable belief in the potential for transformation. When we learn to embrace change as a powerful ally, we stop resisting the inevitable ebbs and flows of life. We start to see opportunities where others see obstacles, and challenges become stepping stones to greater things. The key is not just to accept change, but to harness it, to use it as a tool for self-improvement, and to view it as the gateway to our best self. Every day holds the potential for transformation, and by consciously directing the mind's energy toward positive change, we can begin the process of remaking our lives from the inside out. Chapter 2. Breaking Free from Limiting Beliefs. At the heart of every human achievement lies an internal narrative, an intricate web of beliefs that shapes how we view ourselves and the world around us. These beliefs, often ingrained over years of experiences and conditioning, form the lens through which we interpret every opportunity, challenge, and interaction. What is startling is that many of these beliefs are not based on objective truth, but rather on perceptions, fears, and past experiences. Beliefs that hold us back, silently but powerfully dictating the limits of what we feel is possible for us. To break free from these limiting beliefs, it is first essential to understand their nature. These beliefs are not always obvious. They often appear as thoughts that we take for granted, as assumptions we make without question. They sound like, "I'm not good enough," "Success is for others, not for me," or "I'll never be able to change." These thoughts tend to create a mental prison, one in which we become trapped by our own assumptions. Over time, this confinement becomes so familiar that we stop noticing the bars, assuming this is simply the way life is. The first step toward dismantling these beliefs is to become aware of them. They often show up in subtle ways, as moments of self-doubt or hesitation. We might feel an instinctive resistance to new opportunities, or find ourselves procrastinating on tasks we know would lead to progress. This resistance is often a sign that we are bumping up against a limiting belief, a belief that tells us we are not capable, or that success is beyond our reach. Once we've identified the limiting belief, it is time to challenge it. Many of these beliefs are rooted in past experiences, often the echoes of failures or negative feedback that we've internalized. But not all of our beliefs are valid or useful, and it's crucial to separate truth from perception. A key part of dismantling limiting beliefs is questioning their validity. Are they based on facts, or are they shaped by fear and assumptions? We must ask ourselves, what evidence do I have to support this belief? Often, when we scrutinize our beliefs, we discover that they are based on outdated experiences or generalized conclusions that no longer apply. Once we've dismantled the old belief, it is important to replace it with a new, empowering thought. This new belief should align with our goals and aspirations. Rather than reinforcing our doubts, it should encourage growth and possibility. For example, replacing "I am not good enough" with "I have the ability to grow and improve" creates a mindset shift that fosters progress and empowerment. This is not simply about positive thinking, but about reprogramming our internal dialogue to reflect the reality of our potential. The process of breaking free from limiting beliefs requires patience and practice. It is a gradual but powerful transformation. As we begin to challenge and replace the beliefs that hold us back, we start to see new possibilities emerge. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach begin to feel more attainable, and the boundaries that once defined our limits start to dissolve. This is not a one-time event, but an ongoing journey of self-discovery and growth. To truly dismantle limiting beliefs, we must also acknowledge that they are not always our fault. They often stem from societal expectations, family pressures, or cultural norms. Recognizing this can help reduce any shame or guilt associated with holding these beliefs. The key is not to judge ourselves for having them, but to empower ourselves to change them. The more we practice challenging these limiting beliefs, the more we grow into a version of ourselves that is free to achieve what was once considered impossible. Ultimately, breaking free from limiting beliefs is about reclaiming control over our minds and our futures. It is about recognizing that we are not bound by the past, by the expectations of others, or by the mental prisons we've built. As we step into a new mindset, we open the door to infinite possibilities, and we begin to see ourselves not as limited by circumstances, but as creators of our own success. Chapter 3. Unlocking the Hidden Potential Within. Every human being possesses an inner wellspring of potential that often lies dormant, waiting to be discovered and harnessed. This potential is not something that can be neatly packaged into a set of skills or competencies. It is a deeper, often hidden power that resides within the unconscious mind, beyond the surface of everyday awareness. While much of our conscious efforts are spent managing tasks, dealing with immediate problems, and fulfilling day-to-day responsibilities, it is the unconscious mind that holds the keys to unlocking a higher level of performance, creativity, and resilience. The mind is not merely a repository of memories and learned behaviors. It is a vast, complex system that can process vast amounts of information beyond our conscious capacity. It is capable of influencing our emotions, decisions, and actions without our awareness, often working behind the scenes to shape the trajectory of our lives. Recognizing that this reservoir of untapped potential exists is the first step toward awakening it. The question then becomes, how do we access and harness this power? One of the primary ways to tap into our unconscious strengths is through the process of deep introspection. Often, we are so focused on external distractions, our work, relationships, and obligations, that we neglect the inner workings of our mind. Yet, when we carve out time for stillness, for moments of reflection, we begin to connect with the deeper layers of ourselves. This practice allows us to become more attuned to the beliefs, habits, and desires that drive our actions. By exploring these hidden facets of our psyche, we gain insight into the patterns that may be limiting our growth, and we become more aware of the untapped potential waiting to be channeled into purposeful action. A powerful tool in unlocking this potential is the ability to reprogram limiting thoughts and beliefs that reside in the unconscious. As much as we consciously strive for success, our unconscious mind may still be holding on to outdated beliefs about our abilities or worth. These beliefs, often instilled in childhood or developed through past experiences, can create barriers that prevent us from accessing our true capabilities. By identifying and replacing these subconscious beliefs with empowering ones, we create an environment where our hidden strengths can flourish. Another vital method of unlocking potential is through the practice of visualization. The unconscious mind responds strongly to images and mental simulations, which it interprets as real experiences. By regularly visualizing success, we begin to activate the brain's neural pathways associated with those experiences, priming ourselves to take the necessary steps to achieve them. The more vividly and frequently we engage in this practice, the more our unconscious mind aligns with our conscious goals, paving the way for greater success. It is important to recognize that our unconscious mind is not merely a passive entity. It is constantly gathering information from our environment, processing it, and feeding it back into our consciousness. Therefore, it is essential to be mindful of the input we expose ourselves to. The media we consume, the people we interact with, and the environments we immerse ourselves in all influence the way our unconscious mind operates. To unlock our hidden potential, we must choose to surround ourselves with influences that support growth, positivity, and alignment with our highest aspirations. Equally important is the practice of surrendering to the process. Unlocking hidden potential does not always happen in linear, predictable steps. It requires a willingness to step into the unknown, to trust that the unfolding of our abilities will occur when the time is right. Often, the unconscious mind works in mysterious ways, processing and preparing us for growth behind the scenes. By practicing patience and surrender, we allow space for this hidden power to rise to the surface naturally without forcing it into existence. Perhaps the most powerful aspect of unlocking unconscious potential is the realization that it is not an external force that needs to be attained, but an internal power that already exists within. By nurturing the conditions for this power to emerge through reflection, reprogramming, visualization, and mindfulness, we tap into the full extent of our abilities. The process is not about acquiring new skills or talents, but about recognizing and freeing the untapped strengths that lie within us all. As these unconscious strengths come to the forefront, they propel us toward a life of greater success, fulfillment, and purpose. Chapter 4. Rewiring Your Thoughts for Achievement. The mind is the most powerful tool at our disposal, yet its potential remains largely untapped unless we intentionally work to reshape its patterns. How we think influences everything we do, from the actions we take to the opportunities we pursue. In particular, the shift from a mindset rooted in scarcity to one of abundance has the power to transform not only the way we approach life, but also the outcomes we create. At the core of a scarcity mindset lies a belief that resources are limited, opportunities are few, and success is reserved for only a select few. This way of thinking breeds fear, doubt, and competition, creating an environment where our abilities and potential are stifled. We begin to see every challenge as an insurmountable obstacle, and each failure as evidence that we are not enough. The focus becomes about protecting what we have, rather than striving for what we could achieve. On the other hand, an abundance mindset is rooted in the belief that there are limitless opportunities, that growth is not finite, and that success is not a zero-sum game. People who operate from this perspective understand that the universe does not operate on scarcity, and neither should their minds. With an abundance mindset, challenges become opportunities for growth, and failure becomes part of the journey toward mastery, not a reflection of inadequacy. The belief shifts from "I can't" to "I can," and this simple reframe opens up new avenues for achievement. Rewiring thoughts begins with the recognition of the current mindset. It is impossible to change something if we are not aware of it in the first place. Understanding that scarcity is just a mental construct is the first step toward transforming it. Every time a thought of limitation arises, it can be challenged with the counter thought of possibility. This shift is not about denying reality. It's about expanding the realm of possibilities beyond what we currently perceive. It is often said that what we focus on grows. When we choose to focus on abundance, our attention moves away from what we lack and toward what we have. This change in focus does not mean ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. Instead, it means consciously choosing to see opportunities rather than obstacles. It means making room for possibilities, even in the face of adversity, and understanding that difficulties are often the stepping stones to greater achievements. Those who cultivate an abundance mindset are quick to recognize that there is always room for growth, even when things seem bleak. One of the key ways to rewire your thoughts for achievement is through the power of affirmations. Repeating positive statements about your abilities, your worth, and the potential for success sends powerful signals to the subconscious mind. Over time, these affirmations become part of your self-identity, creating a new internal dialogue that reinforces a belief in abundance. It's not enough to simply say the words. There must be a genuine belief in the possibility that change can occur. When you can say these affirmations with conviction, your mind begins to align with them, and the actions you take naturally follow suit. Visualization is another powerful tool in rewiring the mind for abundance. By vividly imagining the desired outcomes, whether it be success in business, personal growth, or financial freedom, You engage the unconscious mind in a way that makes the achievement feel real. The more clearly you can picture yourself succeeding, the more your mind will look for pathways to turn that vision into reality. The mind does not distinguish between real and vividly imagined experiences. It simply responds to the image you present to it. By consistently visualizing success, you prime your mind to seek solutions, recognize opportunities, and overcome challenges with confidence. Letting go of limiting beliefs is a critical step in shifting to an abundance mindset. These beliefs are often ingrained over time, shaped by past experiences, societal influences, or the expectations of others. These limitations are like mental chains, holding us back from reaching our full potential. They can take many forms. Beliefs such as, "I am not good enough," "I don't have the right connections," or "Success is for others, not for me." The key to rewiring the mind is identifying these beliefs, questioning their validity, and replacing them with empowering thoughts that affirm the possibility of success. Rewriting these stories in our minds is an act of liberation, freeing ourselves from the confines of past conditioning and creating space for new, expansive possibilities. It is also crucial to surround yourself with people who share a similar mindset. The people we interact with influence the way we think, often without us even realizing it. Engaging with those who see the world as abundant, who are focused on possibilities, will inspire and encourage you to think in ways that support your growth. In contrast, negative, scarcity-minded individuals can keep you stuck in limited thinking, reinforcing doubts and fears. The energy of those around us can either expand our vision or restrict it, so it is essential to consciously choose relationships that nurture an abundance mindset. The shift from scarcity to abundance is a gradual, ongoing process that requires constant attention and intention. But as you begin to rewire your thoughts and focus on what is possible, you will notice a profound shift not only in the way you think, but also in the results you achieve. Opportunities will start to appear where once you saw only obstacles. Confidence will replace self-doubt, and progress will feel natural. When you choose to embrace the power of abundance, you unlock your true potential, allowing you to achieve greater success than you ever thought possible. Chapter 5. Cultivating Resilience in the Face of Setbacks. There is a hidden strength in every individual, a force that is often only revealed when adversity strikes. Life's setbacks, though seemingly disheartening, are not always obstacles, but can serve as stepping stones to personal growth and achievement. The difference between those who rise above and those who remain stuck often lies in the ability to cultivate resilience, the mental and emotional fortitude to keep moving forward, even when the path ahead seems daunting. Resilience is not just about bouncing back after a failure. It's about bouncing forward. It's about learning from every challenge, refining your approach, and becoming better equipped for the next hurdle. In fact, resilience is a skill that can be nurtured with time, and like any other skill, it is enhanced through deliberate practice. Those who master resilience understand that every setback is an opportunity for growth, and that the real failure is not in the falling, but in refusing to rise again. The foundation of resilience is perspective. It's easy to see a setback as a roadblock, a confirmation that we're not capable, or that success is simply out of reach. But with a shift in mindset, we can view these challenges differently. Rather than seeing them as personal failures, we begin to recognize them as part of the journey. Every successful person has faced adversity, yet what distinguishes them is their ability to persist, to keep moving forward, despite temporary defeats. The key to resilience lies in the realization that setbacks are not permanent. They are simply pauses, invitations to reevaluate, adjust, and take the next step with even more determination. One of the most powerful tools in cultivating resilience is self-compassion. During times of difficulty, it's easy to be harsh with ourselves, to judge ourselves for not achieving more or overcoming obstacles faster. Yet, this self-criticism only fuels negative thinking and weakens the resolve to keep going. In contrast, practicing self-compassion creates an environment of emotional safety. It's about recognizing that failure doesn't define you. It is merely an event, not your identity. By treating yourself with kindness, you give yourself permission to heal, regroup, and try again without the burden of guilt or shame. Self-compassion fosters a healthy mindset that allows you to look at setbacks objectively, learn from them, and find the courage to press on. A key to resilience is also found in purpose. When your goals are deeply aligned with your core values and vision for the future, they provide you with a sense of direction that is unwavering in the face of challenges. Having a strong sense of purpose creates a magnetic force that pulls you through the tough moments, giving you the strength to keep going, even when the outcome isn't immediately clear. This sense of purpose helps you move beyond the temporary discomfort of setbacks and reminds you why you're pursuing your goals in the first place. When your why is clear and compelling, obstacles become mere distractions that cannot derail you from your mission. Another powerful aspect of resilience is flexibility. The ability to adapt and pivot when necessary is essential in navigating the unpredictability of life. Resilient individuals are not rigid in their approach. They are open to change, willing to adjust their strategies when circumstances shift. This flexibility allows them to find alternative routes to their destination instead of giving up altogether. It is in this adaptability that the true strength of resilience lies. Sometimes, the initial plan may not work out as expected, but that doesn't mean the dream is unattainable. Resilience involves embracing the flow of life, finding new solutions when one path is blocked, and never losing sight of the ultimate goal. The people you surround yourself with also play a crucial role in how resilient you are in the face of setbacks. Social support provides emotional stability and encouragement when you feel like giving up. Resilient individuals often have a network of like-minded people who understand the journey, offer guidance, and help reframe challenges as opportunities for growth. When facing setbacks, having someone to turn to for perspective or a gentle reminder that failure is not final can be invaluable. Furthermore, surrounding yourself with those who inspire and uplift you can reignite your own determination to continue forward. Resilience is also about endurance, the ability to keep going even when the results are not immediately visible. In our instant gratification society, it's tempting to expect quick results and get discouraged when progress seems slow. But true success often requires endurance, the consistent, focused effort over time, even when the finish line seems far off. It's about continuing to show up day after day, trusting that every small step is taking you closer to your goal, even if you don't see it right away. The more you practice endurance, the more you build emotional and mental strength, which reinforces your resilience. Importantly, resilience is not about avoiding failure or hardships. In fact, it's in the process of navigating through difficulty that we strengthen our ability to persist. Life will continue to present challenges, but with resilience, those challenges no longer hold the power to break us. Instead, they become opportunities to demonstrate our strength, refine our approach, and ultimately achieve our dreams. Through cultivating resilience, you develop a mindset that no setback is permanent and that every obstacle is just a detour leading you closer to success. Chapter 6. Designing a future you can step into. The future is not some distant, abstract concept that exists beyond the horizon. It is something that you are continuously shaping with every decision you make, every thought you entertain, and every action you take. If you want to create a future that excites you, a future that reflects the aspirations and dreams you hold dear, then it is essential to design it with intention, to carve it out with clarity and purpose. Setting powerful intentions is the first step toward building a future that feels aligned with your true self. Intentions are the guiding force that directs your energy and focus. Without them, you may find yourself wandering aimlessly, reacting to the circumstances of life, instead of creating the circumstances you desire. Intentions are not about rigid goals or outcomes, but rather about setting a course for the kind of person you want to become and the life you wish to experience. When you define your intentions, you bring clarity to your desires and map out a vision that pulls you forward. They act as a compass, helping you navigate through life with confidence, knowing that every step you take is leading you closer to the future you envision. To design a future that you can step into, it's crucial to align this vision with who you truly are. Too often, people create futures based on external expectations, societal pressures, or comparisons with others. The real power comes when your vision is deeply connected to your authentic self, when it reflects your values, passions, and strengths. The more your future aligns with who you are at your core, the more inspired and motivated you will be to make it a reality. Your blueprint for success starts with self-reflection. Take the time to understand what truly matters to you. What do you want your life to feel like? What legacy do you want to leave behind? A future that resonates with your deepest desires will naturally feel more attainable because it will be a reflection of your internal truth. Once you understand this vision, you can begin to break it down into actionable steps. Crafting your blueprint involves identifying the milestones that will bring your vision to life. But it's not just about planning the steps. It's about making those steps actionable and rooted in who you are. It is your personality, your skills, and your intrinsic motivations that will fuel your ability to bring your vision into reality. Living a life that feels aligned with your desires also requires flexibility. The future is not set in stone. It's an evolving process, and as you grow and transform, so too will your vision. It's important to stay open to the natural flow of life, adapting to new circumstances, and adjusting your blueprint when needed. Your intentions will serve as your foundation, but the path to success will often require you to pivot, refine, and recalibrate your approach as new opportunities present themselves. Creating a future you can step into is about making conscious decisions every day that reflect the life you are striving to build. When your daily actions are in harmony with your intentions, the path to your desired future becomes clear, and it no longer feels out of reach. The more you align your intentions with your authentic self, the easier it becomes to design a future that feels like an extension of who you already are. A future that excites you and compels you to take bold, decisive action. Chapter 7. Building Positive Habits that Support Success. Success is not born out of isolated moments of brilliance, but rather from the accumulation of small, consistent actions. These actions, though seemingly insignificant on their own, compound over time and shape the trajectory of our lives. The key to sustaining success is in the daily habits we cultivate, the rituals we design that support our long-term goals and reinforce a mindset of achievement. Building positive habits starts with a deep understanding of what truly supports your vision for success. You must first identify the actions, behaviors, and rituals that will move you closer to the person you want to become. These habits must align with your values and your long-term goals. Without this alignment, your habits may feel disconnected, which can lead to inconsistency and frustration. For example, if your goal is to live a healthier life, your habits must reflect this goal: eating nutritious foods, exercising regularly, and getting adequate sleep. A habit of daily exercise might seem small, but it reinforces your commitment to wellness and over time can significantly impact your health and energy levels. The power of habits lies in their consistency. A single effort, no matter how intense, is not as effective as a smaller, repeated effort over time. To build lasting success, your habits must become ingrained in your routine. This is where consistency plays a crucial role. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. It means showing up each day, even when you don't feel like it, and committing to your vision regardless of temporary setbacks. The key is to make progress each day, no matter how small, so that over time, these habits build momentum. Reinforcing a winning mindset is another critical aspect of habit formation. Your mindset shapes the habits you form. If you have a mindset of scarcity or self-doubt, your habits may reflect that negativity, leading to behaviors that undermine your success. However, a mindset of abundance, growth, and self-belief will inspire habits that are nurturing and supportive of your goals. The more you cultivate a mindset that believes in your potential and focuses on growth, the more natural it will become to create positive habits that fuel success. Your mindset influences how you view challenges, how you perceive failure, and how you interpret setbacks. When you approach obstacles with resilience and optimism, your habits become a reflection of that mindset, helping you stay on track even during tough times. To build lasting positive habits, it's also important to make them sustainable. Rather than trying to overhaul your entire routine overnight, focus on one habit at a time. This allows you to fully integrate the behavior into your daily life without overwhelming yourself. As you master one habit, you can gradually introduce another, building upon the foundation you've established. This incremental approach creates lasting change because you are not forcing new habits into your life, but rather making them a natural extension of your existing routine. The power of rituals cannot be understated. Rituals are habits performed with intention and consistency. They are more than just tasks. They are actions that align with your deeper values and beliefs. Rituals have the ability to ground you, to center your energy, and to set the tone for the rest of the day. Whether it's a morning ritual of meditation, a gratitude practice, or a pre-work ritual to focus your mind, these actions create a sense of purpose and reinforce the mindset needed to succeed. Rituals also provide structure, offering you a framework for your day that supports your success without the need for constant decision-making. In building positive habits, the key is not to focus solely on the outcomes, but to embrace the process. The habits you build today will shape the future you create, and over time, these habits will become second nature. The more you reinforce behaviors that support your goals and cultivate a mindset of success, the more momentum you will generate. Your habits will create an upward spiral, propelling you toward greater achievements and reinforcing your belief in your own ability to succeed. As you continue to build habits that align with your vision, you will find that success is no longer a distant dream, but a natural and inevitable outcome of your consistent efforts. Chapter 8. The role of focus and clarity in reaching your goals. The path to success is rarely a straight line. It is filled with distractions, interruptions, and a constant barrage of external stimuli vying for your attention. Yet within this chaos lies the power to achieve extraordinary things, if you can learn to harness the power of focus and clarity. In a world where attention is fragmented, learning to focus on what truly matters is not just a skill, but a necessity. Focus is the ability to direct your energy and attention on the tasks and goals that bring you closer to your desired outcome. In a world of constant noise, maintaining focus becomes an act of willpower, an exercise in saying no to everything that doesn't align with your deepest priorities. Focus is not merely about concentration. It is about eliminating the things that dilute your attention, that scatter your thoughts and actions in 1,000 directions. Every time you make the choice to focus, you are choosing to commit to something greater than momentary distractions. When you are truly focused, you are in a state of heightened productivity, able to tackle tasks with a sense of clarity and purpose. Your mind is no longer bogged down by unnecessary thoughts or second-guessing. You are in the flow, moving forward with confidence, taking the next step with conviction. It's as though the fog lifts and you see the path clearly in front of you. But this clarity is not something that happens by chance. It is cultivated with intent, nurtured by regular practice, and solidified by an unwavering commitment to your goals. This clarity of purpose is essential because it provides a roadmap for your actions. Without it, you can easily get lost in the maze of endless tasks and commitments, none of which move you closer to your ultimate objective. Clarity helps you differentiate between what is urgent and what is important. It allows you to prioritize your time, energy, and resources on the activities that have the highest impact. The clearer you are about your goals, the easier it becomes to make decisions. You stop wasting time on things that don't serve your vision and start making choices that align with your true desires. When your goals are clear, your actions become decisive and purposeful. However, clarity is not just about understanding what you want to achieve, it's about understanding why you want to achieve it. The deeper the reason behind your goal, the clearer your path will become. When you connect to the underlying motivation that drives your goals, you create a wellspring of energy that propels you forward. It's easier to stay focused when your actions are rooted in a compelling purpose, when your heart is invested in the process. This inner clarity acts as an anchor, keeping you steady even when challenges arise. The importance of focus extends to how you manage your environment. The spaces you inhabit, both physical and mental, play a significant role in determining your ability to concentrate. A cluttered desk or a disorganized schedule can leave you feeling overwhelmed and distracted. Taking the time to create a space that supports your focus is a key part of setting yourself up for success. Surround yourself with only the essentials, remove distractions, and set clear boundaries for your time. By doing so, you remove friction from the process of concentrating, allowing yourself to step into a state of flow more easily. Focus and clarity also require discipline. It's not enough to simply decide that you want to focus on your goals. You must also create the conditions in which focus can thrive. This might mean setting specific times to work on your most important tasks, eliminating digital distractions, or training your mind to stay engaged for longer periods of time. The more disciplined you are about creating an environment that nurtures focus, the more you'll find that staying on track becomes second nature. But discipline doesn't mean rigidity. While focus requires consistency, it also benefits from flexibility. The clarity you gain from a goal is not a fixed entity. It evolves as you grow and learn more about yourself and your aspirations. Adaptation becomes key when you encounter new information, shifting priorities, or unexpected challenges. Being able to pivot while maintaining your focus on the bigger picture ensures that your journey remains aligned with your long-term goals. In this world filled with distractions, it is easy to become overwhelmed and lose sight of what's truly important. But by honing the skills of focus and clarity, you can train your mind to filter out the noise and zero in on what matters most. It is this ability to concentrate deeply on a single task, to eliminate distractions, and to stay committed to your vision that will ultimately determine your success. Focus is not just about getting more done, it's about getting the right things done with purpose, intention, and passion. The clearer you are on your goals, the sharper your focus will become, and the more consistent your progress will be toward achieving them. Chapter 9. Shaping your environment for maximum impact. The environment we live in plays a far greater role in shaping our success than we often realize. It is not just the physical space around us, but also the energy, relationships, and stimuli we expose ourselves to that directly influence our mindset, productivity, and ultimate outcomes. Every day, we interact with our environment, and it interacts with us, molding our thoughts, decisions, and actions. Your physical environment is the first layer of influence. This includes your home, your office, your workspace, and even the neighborhoods or cities where you live. It's easy to overlook how the condition of these spaces affects your mood and state of mind. A cluttered desk or an untidy room can create a sense of chaos and distraction that inhibits your focus. On the other hand, a clean, organized space can promote clarity and productivity. The colors, furniture, lighting, and even the items you surround yourself with can serve as subtle cues to your mind about how to engage with your tasks. For instance, minimalist designs encourage simplicity and focus, while overly decorated spaces might evoke unnecessary stress or confusion. In the same vein, the places you spend the most time in influence how you show up in the world. A tranquil, inspiring setting can spark creativity and foster calm, while a hectic, overcrowded environment may drain your energy and hinder your ability to think clearly. Think of the places where you feel your best, whether it's a quiet corner of a library, a peaceful park, or a dedicated workspace. These places serve as environments that bring out your best performance, helping you to channel your energy effectively toward your goals. Beyond your immediate physical environment, the people you interact with daily play a profound role in shaping your mindset and productivity. The relationships we maintain either uplift or drain us, and the people we surround ourselves with act as mirrors that reflect our potential or limit it. Those who are constantly negative, critical, or uninspiring can pull us into a cycle of self-doubt and procrastination. Meanwhile, being around people who are supportive, ambitious, and driven can elevate our own aspirations and actions. It is essential to actively cultivate relationships that empower your growth. This doesn't mean cutting off every negative influence immediately, but it does mean being mindful of the energy you allow into your life. Seek out mentors, colleagues, and friends who encourage you to aim higher and push beyond your comfort zone. Look for those who challenge your thinking, who model the behaviors and mindsets you aspire to, and who hold you accountable to your highest self. You must make a conscious effort to ensure that the people you spend the most time with are the ones who support your vision and help you evolve into the person who can achieve your goals. Likewise, the information and content you consume are powerful environmental factors that shape your thoughts and beliefs. In today's world, media, social networks, books, and podcasts offer endless streams of information. The sources you choose to engage with have a direct influence on your worldview. Filling your mind with positivity, wisdom, and inspiration can ignite your creativity and resilience, while drowning your mind in negativity, gossip, or distractions can impede progress. Select content that nurtures your growth, aligns with your goals, and challenges your thinking. When you fill your mind with valuable insights and ideas, you sharpen your ability to take action and navigate obstacles with confidence. Physical and mental environments must also be optimized for the tasks at hand. For instance, if you are in the process of making an important decision, you might choose to retreat to a quiet, serene space to reflect without interruptions. If you are brainstorming creative ideas, a dynamic and energetic setting could fuel your creative process. Each task requires a different kind of environment to best support the energy you need to channel toward it. You are not bound to one type of environment. You have the power to create the conditions that will help you succeed. Another often overlooked aspect of your environment is the space you dedicate for self-care and recovery. Success doesn't only arise from hard work. It comes from a balance between effort and rest. A dedicated space for relaxation, whether it's a cozy corner with a book, a peaceful room for meditation, or a yoga mat where you unwind after a day, is essential. These moments of rest are as much a part of your success journey as your work hours. When you shape your environment to support not only productivity, but also rejuvenation, you create the space to recharge and stay at your best for the long run. Lastly, you must understand that your environment doesn't just shape your success. It is the canvas upon which your success is painted. Every interaction, every choice about where you spend your time and energy directly contributes to the masterpiece of your life. Take the time to examine the spaces you inhabit and the people you engage with. Ask yourself whether they are serving your highest purpose. If not, it's time to take charge of the environment around you, reshaping it to become the fertile ground where your dreams can take root and grow. Chapter 10. The Impact of Gratitude and Visualization on Success. Gratitude and visualization are powerful, yet often overlooked forces in the pursuit of success. They are not just concepts, but tools that help to reshape your mindset, enhance mental clarity, and accelerate progress toward your goals. The connection between them is profound, as both practices tap into the power of the mind to transform how you experience the world and how you manifest your desired outcomes. Gratitude is far more than a simple practice of saying, "Thank you." It is an attitude that shifts your focus from what is lacking in your life to what you already have. The transformative power of gratitude comes from its ability to rewire your brain, training you to see opportunities, growth, and possibility, even in challenging situations. By consciously recognizing the positive elements in your life, you not only elevate your mood, but also prime your mind for success. When you actively acknowledge what you are grateful for, your brain releases feel-good chemicals such as dopamine and serotonin, creating a positive feedback loop that encourages optimism, creativity, and resilience. The act of gratitude directly impacts the lens through which you view your circumstances. When faced with obstacles, instead of focusing on the difficulty, you start to see the lesson or opportunity within the challenge. Gratitude enhances your capacity to persevere, enabling you to stay aligned with your goals. It fosters the belief that what you desire is already within reach and that you are worthy of success. This feeling of abundance breeds motivation as it fosters an inner belief system that aligns your actions with your aspirations. Visualization, on the other hand, taps into the brain's natural ability to create reality. When you visualize yourself achieving your goals, your mind doesn't differentiate between the real and the imagined. The neural pathways activated during visualization are the same as those activated when you physically perform the action. Whether it's seeing yourself delivering a powerful presentation, crossing the finish line of a marathon, or stepping into your dream job, visualization works to reinforce your belief that these achievements are not just possible, but inevitable. The power of visualization lies in its ability to embed success into your subconscious mind. The more vividly and frequently you imagine your desired outcomes, the more your mind begins to accept them as part of your reality. Visualization ignites motivation by giving your brain a clear target, fueling your focus and energy. It aligns your internal world with the external steps required to manifest your desires. When combined, gratitude and visualization form a dynamic duo. Gratitude opens the door to positivity and abundance, while visualization creates a roadmap for success. Together, they cultivate a mindset that is unwavering, grounded in the belief that you can achieve what you set out to do. The practice of regularly visualizing your goals while expressing gratitude for the progress you have made brings a sense of fulfillment and certainty, which propels you further down the path to success. This synergistic combination serves not only as a mental exercise, but as a fundamental tool in shaping your reality. The practice of both gratitude and visualization requires consistency and dedication. Set aside time each day to focus on what you are grateful for and imagine yourself living your ideal life. This ritual strengthens your mental clarity, sharpens your focus, and provides the emotional fuel necessary to maintain your momentum in the face of challenges. Chapter 11. Mastering your emotions to stay on track. Success is not merely a result of strategic planning or hard work. It is deeply intertwined with emotional intelligence. The ability to master your emotions and manage how you respond to both challenges and triumphs is one of the most critical skills for staying on track toward your goals. Emotions have a profound effect on decision-making, focus, and perseverance. When left unchecked, they can derail progress, causing distractions or impulsive actions that pull you away from your objectives. Conversely, when emotions are effectively managed, they become a powerful catalyst for sustained momentum and achievement. Emotional mastery begins with awareness. Recognizing your emotional states, whether it's excitement, frustration, anxiety, or joy, allows you to understand how these feelings influence your behavior. For example, anxiety may cause you to procrastinate, while frustration could make you react impulsively without considering the consequences. By acknowledging your emotions, you take the first step in not letting them dictate your actions. Instead of allowing feelings to control you, you learn how to control your reactions to them. It is important to develop the skill of emotional regulation. This does not mean suppressing emotions, but rather acknowledging them and choosing how to respond constructively. When stress arises, for instance, Instead of letting it overwhelm you, practice techniques such as deep breathing, mindfulness, or taking a brief pause to reframe your thoughts. These simple tools allow you to reset and approach the situation with clarity rather than being swept up by emotional impulses. The ability to pause before reacting gives you the space to make decisions that align with your long-term goals rather than short-term emotional responses. Mastering your emotions also involves cultivating a positive mindset in the face of setbacks. Failure is an inevitable part of the success journey, and how you emotionally respond to it will define your resilience. Embracing failure as a learning opportunity rather than a personal defeat helps to reframe the negative emotions that often accompany setbacks. Instead of feeling discouraged, you develop the capacity to view mistakes as stepping stones, each one bringing you closer to your success. This mindset shift requires emotional maturity, but it is a critical aspect of mastering your emotions. Equally important is maintaining emotional balance during times of success. While positive emotions such as pride, joy, and excitement are natural responses to achievement, they can also cloud your judgment if not managed properly. Overconfidence can lead to complacency, while the temptation to rest on past laurels can impede further growth. Staying grounded in your emotions, even during triumph, ensures that you continue to take focused and deliberate action, moving forward with the same drive and intention as when you faced your challenges. Mastering your emotions is an ongoing practice that requires patience and discipline. It involves both recognizing and respecting your emotional landscape while simultaneously choosing responses that align with your highest goals. As you continue to sharpen this skill, you will find that you are not only able to stay on track despite challenges, but are also better equipped to handle the emotional highs and lows that come with the pursuit of success. This mastery of emotions becomes a cornerstone of your resilience, driving you to keep moving forward no matter the circumstances. Chapter 12. Sustaining long-term success through mindset. The pursuit of success doesn't end once you achieve your initial goals. In fact, the most profound challenge often lies in maintaining that success over time. It requires more than simply holding on to the initial momentum. It demands a deep-rooted, continuously evolving mindset that adapts, grows, and thrives under new circumstances. One of the key elements to sustaining success is sharpening the mind continually. Success isn't a destination, it is a process that evolves. As you achieve more, the challenges become more nuanced, the opportunities broader, and the environment in which you operate changes. The mind, therefore, must be like a blade, consistently honed and prepared for whatever lies ahead. Just as an athlete trains their body to remain at peak performance, you must train your mind to stay sharp, flexible, and ready to seize new opportunities. This mental sharpness comes from a habit of continuous learning. Growth isn't just about working harder, but becoming smarter, more efficient, and more strategic with your efforts. Whether it's reading, acquiring new skills, seeking mentorship, or reflecting on past experiences, you must be intentional about feeding your mind with knowledge and insights that support your long-term goals. An open mind, receptive to new ideas and perspectives, ensures that you remain relevant and adaptable. Over time, this mental agility becomes a key asset that helps you weather the ups and downs of the success journey. Alongside mental sharpness, maintaining a clear vision is equally crucial. A successful mindset doesn't just look at the short-term goal, but takes a holistic view of the bigger picture. The ability to envision where you want to be in the future, to set your sights on a distant horizon, keeps you motivated and aligned with your long-term purpose. When faced with obstacles or distractions, this vision serves as an anchor, helping you stay grounded and focused on what truly matters. Clarity of vision also enables better decision-making. It becomes the lens through which you assess opportunities, making it easier to discern which actions will move you closer to your true purpose. However, clarity alone is not enough. Success must also be sustainable, meaning that your mindset should prioritize not just reaching your goals, but maintaining them over time. This sustainability is built through resilience, balance, and discipline. Resilience ensures that you don't crumble under pressure, but rather view challenges as stepping stones. Balance allows you to avoid burnout by recognizing when it's time to rest, recharge, and refocus. Discipline, meanwhile, is the consistency with which you approach each day, refusing to let complacency or distractions derail your progress. The discipline required for long-term success is rooted in routine. Successful people don't rely on fleeting moments of inspiration, but instead build solid, dependable habits that support their vision day in and day out. These routines become the scaffolding on which sustainable success is built. They are not extravagant or time-consuming. Rather, they are small, consistent actions that compound over time. This could be as simple as setting aside time every morning for self-reflection, engaging in daily exercise to maintain mental clarity, or consistently reviewing goals to stay aligned with your larger vision. Another crucial aspect of sustaining success is emotional intelligence. As you reach higher levels of success, the emotional stakes rise. The ability to manage your emotions and respond with maturity becomes paramount. Success often brings increased responsibility, greater expectations, and more significant challenges. How you handle these pressures determines how long your success will last. Emotional intelligence equips you with the skills to navigate the inevitable highs and lows, keeping you grounded when success feels overwhelming and resilient when setbacks arise. It fosters patience, empathy, and adaptability, qualities that ensure your success doesn't just last, but also enriches the lives of others along the way. Finally, long-term success through mindset demands a commitment to growth, not only for yourself, but for those around you. A growth-oriented mindset isn't self-serving, it's community-oriented. The relationships you build, the teams you foster, and the networks you cultivate play an essential role in sustaining success. Success is rarely a solitary achievement. It thrives in environments where mutual growth and collaboration are valued. By helping others grow, you solidify your position, while simultaneously expanding your own sphere of influence and potential. Through consistent learning, clear vision, emotional intelligence, and strong routines, you can ensure that your success is not just a fleeting moment, but a lasting achievement. It's a mindset that prepares you for the ever-changing landscape of life, allowing you to not only achieve success, but to sustain it, no matter how much time passes. Conclusion. Success is not a singular event. It is a continuous journey that unfolds with each step, each decision, and each shift in mindset. Throughout this book, we've explored the power of the mind to shape your reality, how overcoming limiting beliefs can free you from self-imposed barriers, and how unlocking your full potential is not just a possibility, but a responsibility to yourself. You have learned that success is not just about reaching goals, but about designing a life that allows you to thrive, even in the face of challenges. As you stand at the crossroads of change, it is important to recognize that the key to sustainable success lies not in external circumstances, but in the internal transformation that drives your actions. The mind is a powerful tool, capable of creating not only the life you envision, but the one you deserve. By taking ownership of your thoughts, actions, and emotions, you are empowered to shape your own path, irrespective of the setbacks that might come your way. You now have the knowledge and strategies to build a foundation rooted in resilience, clarity, and unshakable confidence. You have been given the tools to cultivate habits, shape your environment, and tap into a mindset that consistently pushes you toward greater achievements. But the true test lies not in the information you have gathered, but in how you implement it. Your success will be determined by your commitment to practicing what you've learned and applying it consistently day after day. This journey of reprogramming your mind for big wins is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process. The road to achieving extraordinary success is paved with action, intention, and perseverance. Each small step you take today fueled by the mindset you've cultivated, brings you closer to the life you've always desired. Remember, success is not a destination, but a mindset that grows and evolves with you as long as you are willing to nurture it. As you continue this journey, know that the possibilities before you are limitless. With the right mindset, there is no challenge too great, no dream too far-reaching, and no goal unattainable. You are the architect of your own destiny, and the power to achieve extraordinary success lies within you. Keep moving forward, knowing that every action you take brings you closer to the life you've envisioned. The time for transformation is now. Embrace it fully, and let the success you've always dreamed of become your reality.